unhappy, and it results in income disparity, and we'll have to see what happens in November. I think one of the risks for the market is if there is a movement to the left. You know, I mean, Bernie Sanders, in my opinion, doesn't have a clue.
Lee, one of the issues, though, you talked about a 50% tax. If you look at the distribution among the wealthiest in America, part of the issue isn't just what the Fed did, but also that clearly capital gains, for example, is taxed at a much lower rate. Would you be in favor of raising the capital gains rate? Would you be in favor of getting rid of the 1031 exchange for the world of real estate investors? There are lots of different incentives in the system. The way our estate tax is set up in this country also creates for some perverse incentives. And so when you talk about the 50% number, that's true actually not for the wealthiest Americans. It's actually true for sort of a group that's right under the 1% that are paying that. The people who are actually getting salaries. Everybody else at the truly top actually is paying a little bit less than that.
I'm not in favor of raising taxes generally. Capital gains taxes, capital gains result from inflation over many, many years. It's not necessarily real gains. So you're asking a technical question. I'm just saying as a generalization.
And it's all money you've already paid taxes on when you earned it.
You know, we have so many different levels of taxation that, you know, I don't think that the wealthy people, there are loopholes that you could deal with, okay? And that's very technical stuff, which I'm not prepared to talk about now. But as a generalization, I think the government's got to start sizing their activities to their revenue yield and not run these perennial deficits and not look to the wealthy people to just close the gap. And that's a view. I mean, what percentage of one's income? Now, a friend of mine had dinner with Paul Krugman the other day, and Krugman's idea was 73% marginal tax rate. And I think if you sit down with Bernie Sanders, he's probably, at the end of the day, talking 90% marginal tax rate. All I know, and I've said this on this program before, the Cuban people are highly industrious, very good people. Okay, they're prospering in Miami. Go to Cuba. The Cubans basically get a quarter of a chicken once a month for their protein rationing. It takes 2 hours to get from the suburbs to downtown Havana because they have no organized transportation system. It's $3.85 a minute for a cell phone, so they can't afford a cell phone. They have no newspaper, no satellite service, and that is socialism or communism versus capitalism. We have the best economy in the world. Capitalism works. We have to get together as a nation and decide what should the maximum tax rate be on wealthy people. I could live with a 50% tax rate, and I'm not talking my own book. I'm giving away all my money, but I think it's counterproductive to look to the wealthy people across the board. So I can't answer your question, Andrew, in terms of capital gains, exchanges. All in all, I'm not in favor of raising taxes. I think the taxes are high enough.